Okay, looks like it's all working. Hello YouTube, this is Green Valor, and I think I'm going to start doing my videos using screen capture software. Right now I'm using Shadowplay. The reason I'm using this instead of the standard app I usually use to record is because this actually records in 60 frames per second, whereas the crappy app on Windows 10 I was using doesn't, and even if I convert the frame rate, I can't quite get it to 60. So this captures in 60, plus I can capture the screen so you'll see the articles I'm looking at as I'm talking to you, so that way I don't have to post screenshots. I can save a bunch of time doing that. And of course you can see me in the corner, probably right up there at the same time. So as you can probably see, I'm looking at this case of another fucking shooting in the States of a black man by police officers. I just fucking kind of give up. Like, I don't know if it's just we're looking at this because I mean I'll show the video. It's from the Independent's got the video on there, and we're gonna go through it together, and I'm gonna kind of give my commentary while we go over it. But I mean, after the fact, a week later, it usually comes out that there were facts that the guy had a gun or something, or he was reaching for the gun, or he was struggling, and that gives cause to shoot him. But I mean, it's really hard to tell in these videos, and even if the evidence comes out, I know it's really gray area. Uh, to me, based on what I know and from the cops I've talked to and everything like that, for the most part, in these situations, the cops are in the right. But when it comes to these cases, it's hard to tell. So we're gonna go over the video, and then I'll let you kind of decide how you feel about it, and I'll give my thoughts while the video is playing. So this is the video in question. It kind of blurs out a lot of whatever happens. As you can see, the cops kind of just take him right down there, and there are two cops. That's normal, by the way, to overpower someone. It looks like he's struggling a bit, as you can tell here. It actually does look like he's struggling to get free. You see his head pops up like that. It looks like he's trying to get for something, but then it blurs out like that. I think the cops, they probably did that in the editing, and they blurred it out. This is from the Independent. It's hard to tell because it got blurred out like that, but I have to assume he was reaching for a weapon or something. There's nothing in these articles. Let me see this. These are the articles they go through. Go for like 10 before I try and make an actual statement and talk about what happened. So I try and get as many facts as I can, but I mean it's hard because you're not there. All you have is the video, and all you have is what was said. Other than that, you can't really make a statement, right? You just kind of your opinion on the matter. So both officers, 28 years old, with less than 5 years in the department, placed on paid. So they're on paid suspension, basically, paid leave, until they sort this issue out. Shot and killed, 12:35 a.m. Tuesday. The Advocate reports. Selling CDs outside the Triple S Food Mart. Okay, so this happens downtown Windsor sometimes. Kind of ghetto-ish neighborhoods. I know this happens as well. They sell, CDs or cigarettes to kids or things like that to earn extra money on the side. And he's doing it outside of Food Mart, so it is illegal to do that. Oh my God! So the sun's coming in. I can't really do anything about the sun. It's I can't set up fucking curtains yet, so it's just gonna be blinding until the clouds pass over. So this was happening in Baton Rouge in the United States. I'm not sure which state that's in. I don't know enough about the states. The Advocate's really, okay, so a witness told the Advocate that the Advocate's, I believe it's the news website I'm getting this from, that Sterling did have a gun but was not holding it or reaching for his pockets during the incident. See, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but it looked like he was struggling a bit in the video before it got blurred out, and I really can't tell after that video got blurred out. We'll see if this video Doesn't blur it out. Skip right to about here. So again, cops take him down. Pretty standard stuff. Yeah, see that? It looks like he's struggling a bit. Let me just expand it. Yes, see how his head's popping up like that? He's resisting. It doesn't look like he's doing anything though there. Yeah, okay. See, I don't think he was reaching for anything in that video now that I can see without it being blurred out. It looked like they just kind of jumped the gun, no pun intended. Oh, jeez. Was responding to a disturbance call from a complainant who stated that a black male who was selling music CDs and wearing a red shirt threatened him with a gun. So, if they have the, because I'm sure they record all conversations with them in dispatch about the complaints. If they have evidence of that, where the store clerk was saying that this guy did actually threaten him, the cops would have justification to be on guard and do pull the guns. But as far as pulling the trigger, I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, in all of these cases, I don't understand why they don't search the guy before they go through with that. Even if he has, especially if you think he has a gun on him, the first thing you should do is search the guy. You hold the guy down with one officer, the other officer searches him. Because if you're already under suspicion that he has a weapon on him, why don't you just search him? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I understand that you have less than 5 years, but you think after a couple of years of dealing with people like this and under these situations, you'd understand to search the person for weapons before you go any further, before you go to detain the person. You have 2 officers there. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's just poor police work, honestly. That's what it comes down to. Another officer can be seen kneeling on Sterling after a few seconds when the officer yells, "He's got a gun." The officer seen the video kneeling on Sterling draws his weapon, and one of them says, "If you fucking move, I swear to God." Then says something unintelligible that appears to be he's going for the taser. Okay, so they think that, from what I make out from this, they think that the guy they got pinned down is going to go for one of the officer's tasers, so they shoot him. Again, there are probably better ways to handle this situation, and they chose the worst ones. If they really wanted to, they could have just took out the guns and pointed at him and told him to get down, and he probably would have done that in fear of getting shot anyways. Or they could have just tased him off the bat if they thought he had a gun. So really just poor police work, and this seems to be happening a lot. And Jesus fucking Christ, this damn son. From what I gather from all these videos that I've seen, like they're just shit at their jobs. They aren't trained properly, or they're just not following proper procedure. They're not handling it as they should be, and that's all it comes down to. It's a mistake on their part, because there's no real out. You can always come up with something in these cases. There's always a better way to do it, and they're just taking the worst way of doing it. Shot multiple times in the back and chest. And they shoot him multiple times in every case. I'm not saying go and shoot cops, but I'm saying that there are charges pressed against these cops, and I want to see justice. Regardless of what he was doing, there were better ways to handle this, and they handled it poorly, in my opinion. I'm just going through and looking to see what else they got on here. This is what I do every time before I go through a video. I look at like all these different articles, and a lot of time I don't post them in the description, but I'm probably not going to post in the description of this because you can see plainly where I'm looking at from screen capture. This video is probably going to be a bit long. The nice thing about this, about Shadow Play, is I can capture from the desktop still, even though I don't play games. By the way, I'm going to be making gaming channel soon. I just haven't decided when and which format I want to do it in and what game I want to do. It's something fun and enjoyable, but it'll get done. But I like this format. The only problem I have is the only way I can see is if I open up my camera. Well, I can't really open up my camera because the app just doesn't want to work well. I got Shadowplay going because my webcam's getting captured off that right now, so I really can't see it, but justice. You see, it kind of gets. I can see how it gets irritating. These kind of things happen, but officers wearing body cameras, but the officials say they fell off during the incident. Don't know if I believe that, to be honest with you. If it's on, it's fastened on well enough, it shouldn't fall off. And I believe it wasn't. In addition to the witness video, police said they have surveillance video from the convenience store and dash camera video from police vehicles. So they have other video evidence, and they're probably going to get a different angle than we see, and they'll release it after everything's settled and cleared and we see that the guy reaches for a gun or something, and then we can go, well, he's reaching for a gun, so therefore, that does, by the way, it does give justification. You're reaching for a cop's gun, sorry, they get to shoot you now because they're not going to risk their own lives. That's what they do. They go out there and they try to arrest you, try to steal their gun and shoot them. They're going to shoot you. Just the way it goes. But until that evidence is released, we can't really say anything. From what I see, looks like poor police tactics. And I see that this happening a lot, and I honestly think it comes down to poor police tactics and just a failure on the department's fault. Just improper training. That's what it comes down to. They're underpaid. From what I understand, they're paid less than security guards in the States, cops, which is pretty pathetic. Considering in Canada, security guards are paid 3 times less than cops, and training is very extensive in Canada. So now you understand why we don't have these kinds of shootings. And the comments, pretty standard. I think Black Lives Matter should change their name to Black Lives Matter. It demonstrates the truth of the matter. I can take their message seriously because they're defending men who clearly breaking the law. And this one I don't like. Like, the way this guy's going about, like, yeah, Black Lives Matter is fucking ridiculous, but I mean, obviously, the guy was in the wrong for committing the crime, but don't shoot the guy. And by that logic, you don't shoot 5 cops either. You don't start pegging them off with an AR-15, but you certainly don't go, shoot innocent guys when there are better ways to handle that. To have a gun in a pocket, what is the intent to use a gun from a pocket? Not target shooting, not hunting. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, it's pretty clear that the guy probably had a gun. There's too much. Everyone else is saying he had a gun, and he probably had a gun, to be honest. Cops went in there thinking he had a gun, regardless of whether he had one or not. They should have searched him beforehand, certainly. Once they had him down to make sure he didn't do that. Maybe they were searching him, and they felt that he was grabbing one of their guns, or he was going right for the gun. I don't know. I don't have it's kind of a bad angle, and the video is not that clear, so don't really know exactly what happened, but just trying to figure it out. No, brandishing a gun, or do we believe the person who called had extra gun to comply with this? They seem to be making really good arguments in the comments section. I think you were a stupid idiot. All lives matter. One day, I don't like this calling someone stupid like that, and it comes from both sides. You can tell in this comment section. Just calling someone stupid and then making a statement like that, like, is unnecessary. A hypocrite who calling names you don't even know, and then state all lives matter when clearly you don't truly think that's it. Yeah, people need to stop with this Black Lives Matter crap because it's not helping the situation. You can tell. I mean, there are videos of these people marching in the streets, going, "Kill cops, kill cops, kill cops. What do you want? Dead cops." And or they even go like, "What do we want? Dead white people." Something like that. And it's really fucked up. Like, this isn't helping matters. You're instigating a race war, and it's not about race because this happens to white guys too, and it happens at a pretty proportionate rate as well to the crime when you look at the federal statistics. And I'm going to go off those because they're accurate and unbiased. But, you know, I don't know what to make of all this. Like, whenever I see a video like this, I'm just like, poor police tactics, poor work on their end. That's all I see. And then you get different angles of the video, and then eventually we forget about it because we're like, oh, well, actually he was a criminal, and actually he was reaching for the gun. So until that evidence comes out, we're not really going to know, but I have a feeling that's what actually happened here. And then once it gets revealed that that's what happened, Black Lives Matter is still going to support the thing, even though everyone else is like, no, the cops were on the right. And you know what? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. We don't know for sure yet. And until that dash cam and everything else comes out, and the camera from the outside of the convenience store, which was also, they had took that as evidence as well. Until that comes out, we won't really know. But this video's gone on pretty long, and I don't want to go on any longer. So I'm going to wrap it up right now and upload it. And I'm not sure what I'm going to title it, but whatever. Anyways, I just want to go through this couple articles and look at the video and show you guys what I go through before I actually talk about a video, and just going over what kind of format I'm probably going to be going with for the next little bit here, because it's just a lot easier doing it this way, to be honest with you. And I'd rather do it this way than fucking it just takes too much editing time to do it, to just screenshot. Like, this is what I do every time. So say I wanted to capture this to talk about this specific point. I gotta go like this, there, and then I gotta save it, and then I gotta go into my video editing software. So I gotta open up this. It'll take a minute. So I gotta open up Lightworks, and then I gotta export the video to another file, and then I gotta use this software, and I gotta recode the frames, because this camera app that I have from Windows 10 is so shit that the frames are all completely fucking just whatever they want to be. Like the test video I made, 60 frames. Every other video I have to make in 30 frames, because I can only really capture it in 30 frames per second from converting it. It will not convert to 60 frames per second when I capture it on this software, even though my webcam could capture in 60 frames at 1080p. Just doesn't. So I ended up having to put it on here, convert to 30 frames, put it in there, and then I can edit it, right? And then I take that snippet from here, from screen capture, and then I put it in there over top, and I resize it to however I want to be, reposition it. It's just a lot of editing that I don't need to do. And honestly, this format is probably a lot better. But this is the program I use. I use Lightworks for editing. It's a free program. You can buy the premium shit, but it does what I need it to do. And that's why I use it. Facebook and YouTube. Alright. So that's everything. Just want to go over a few things with you guys. The video's probably about 19-20 minutes long, but yeah, whatever. If you like the video, like it. Dislike, I guess. Sub up if you like the content, and comment because I do like suggestions. I try to be objective with this video. I try to be uncontroversial. Try to speak from both sides, but I know I'm going to get some fucking guys in the comments just picking apart something I said. Just want you to know this is my opinion on the matter. I think it's just poor police tactics that are being used here, and they need better training and probably better pay, to be honest with you, because it's compared to Canada, it's kind of a little too low. Then again, we're extremely socialist over here, so they have a pretty huge budget to work with. But that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm gonna Alt 9 so I can stop this video, and you guys have a good day.